Hi, welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Monday, June 8th. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church, and Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation to pause in the middle of our day and to take a break, to breathe, and to center ourselves in God. Each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week, I present one of these sessions, and I also offer a psalm as the focus of our time. And I've decided that I'm thinking that it would be helpful to provide you with a little more information about each psalm and why perhaps I picked the verse I've picked and those kinds of things. Today's psalm is Psalm 40. And Psalm 40, some scholars believe, is actually two psalms. The second half of the psalm looks a lot like a psalm that comes later, I think Psalm 70. And the first half is a song of thanksgiving. The psalmist had been in a big mess, and God lifts up the psalmist out of the miry bog, out of the mess, and the psalmist is offering God a song of thanksgiving. And as the psalmist works through all of that, the psalmist recognizes that God probably doesn't want offerings and sacrifices. Instead, it may be in the one verse, I think verse 7, that the psalmist is making an offering of a pledge or a promise and put it in writing and brings it perhaps to the temple. Verse 11 is the transition between the two sections, and it affirms our trust and faith in God, and that will be the verse that I'll come back to, because that's the verse I want to that I want to read for our reflection. And then the second half of the song or the psalm is a lament, because the psalmist is in trouble again. And the psalm reminds us in that way that no deliverance is permanent, that we always live with this tension of having been delivered, but also knowing the struggles of this life and these days. So that's the story as I know it of Psalm 40, and I am going to read verse 11 and then lead you in a guided meditation time. Do not, O Lord, withhold your mercy from me. Let your steadfast love and your faithfulness keep me safe forever. Do not, O Lord, withhold your mercy from me. Let your steadfast love and your faithfulness keep me safe forever. So I invite you to go to a place that is quiet in your house if you haven't already done so, and close the door and settle into a chair, and to get comfortable, and to feel the comfort of that chair and the support of that chair. Feel it on your back and on the back of your legs, and if it has arms, the support of the arms. And close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you breathe in the breath of God, the breath of life, the goodness of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God, all that draws you away from God. Breathe in the oxygen. Breathe out the carbon dioxide. Breathe in and breathe out. And as you do so, feel the peace and calm and comfort of God surrounding you. Imagine that peace washes over you like water. And feel that peace, that water washing over you on your head, and down over your forehead and your face and your jaw. And feel the tensions in those places melting away as the peace of God comes to you. And then feel that peace as the water washes over your neck. Let all those tensions in the muscles of your neck melt away and relax the muscles. Feel the peace and feel the water as it washes down over your shoulders and down your arms to the tips of your fingers, and open your hands and maybe turn them palms up. Feel the peace of God as it comes to you, and let the muscles in your arms relax. Then feel that water rolling down your back and rolling down the front of your body. Feel the tensions in those muscles release and melt away. Then feel that water as it rolls down around your hips and down over your thighs and your calves and your ankles and your feet and all the way to the tip of your toes. Feel the relaxation that comes, and let the tensions in those muscles relax. Feel the peace of God from the top of your head to the tip of your toe. You are immersed in God's presence and God's peace. And then in your mind's eye, go to a church sanctuary. Could be Prospect, it could be another one. You have in your hand promises you have written to God. You live in this tension, we all do, we live in this tension between the things that God has done for us, the blessings we have received in our lives, and the struggles and the turmoils of our lives, whether it be corporately, as a big group, or individually in our own personal lives. But you have come to this place to bring some promises to God. Maybe there's some changes you want to make because of all that is happening in our world. Maybe you have some promises to make about fighting racism. Maybe you have some promises to make about using your resources or caring for the environment. Or maybe they are far more personal. You walk down the aisle of the church and you place your promises down. And you go and you sit. Where do you want to sit in the sanctuary? In the front? In the back? In the center? On the side? You're just sitting there when you hear a noise. And you recognize that God has come to you in this moment. And God comes and sits beside you. And the two of you look into each other's eyes. What do you want to say to God right now? And what does God have to say to you? I'm going to be quiet for a few minutes while the two of you talk. And then as the time for the conversation is nearing an end, we recall the words of the psalmist, "Do not, O Lord, withhold your mercy from me. Let your steadfast love and your faithfulness keep me safe forever." Having recalled those words and spoken them aloud, you say goodbye, knowing that you can always talk to God. Then you let the image fade away and imagine the room where you are. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Let's take a break, take a breath for Monday, June 8th. I'll be back on Wednesday, so you can use this again on Tuesday, or you can reflect on a different part of Psalm 40 if you like. If you have feedback or thoughts for me, I welcome them all. I'm very grateful for every email that comes about Take a Break. You can send them to rick@prospectchurch.org.